A young filmmaker is preparing for the premiere of his latest film set in a Lake District cinema. Beyond the Eye is a psychological horror written and directed by Joe J. Walker, shot at Keswick's Alhambra Cinema and made for £700. But as Adam Powell's been finding out, it's an inspiring story of how one young man followed his dreams against the odds.
This is Beyond the Eye.
I'm going to close my eyes and I need you to tell me what you can see.
The latest film from Middlesbrough-born filmmaker Joe J. Walker.
What we'll do is we'll do...
Quite an achievement, given it was made for under £1,000.
Yeah, just that slight...
But what's more remarkable is that Joe became a filmmaker at all. His childhood was chaotic. He regularly witnessed violence and substance abuse. But all great stories need a hero. Enter Joe Walker Sr., a gifted jazz singer who took his young grandson out of that toxic environment and lit his passion for film.
This is where I lived with my granddad for a lot of my childhood, and yeah, basically a lot of the films that I still love to this day and a lot of things that really inspired me were all originate from that living room there. That's where I sat and watched them all with my granddad. This is where I would come every Friday, park up and head over to Blockbuster, which used to be just here in front of us. We'd usually go with a movie of his choice, like an obscure, like French cinema or German cinema or whatever, and then he'd pick a more mainstream thing for me, something like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I remember getting that from here. But yeah, it was always like an unusual mixed match of movies, and I just loved coming here. I always looked forward to it.
Head west from Teesside to Keswick and to the Lake District. This is where Joe now lives and where he works at the town's Alhambra Cinema, a journey that's been shaped by his grandfather.
We were actually watching E.T. and afterwards there was a behind the scenes featurette, and yeah, I was just so fascinated with the notion that people are on a set working with actors and constructing shots, and I was just watching this, I was like, oh my God, this is real, like this is actually a real thing that I could do. My granddad was like, well, it's called being a director, and if you want to do it, you can do it, like I'll get you a camcorder. So I did, and I started making terrible films, and it was so much fun. And yeah, from that moment, I knew that was what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, 100%.
Keswick's Alhambra is where Joe's psychological horror was shot. Although his grandfather died in 2018, he lived to see his grandson's potential, thanks to his time on Teesside.
Middlesbrough is somewhere where I'm proud to be from. I went to Teesside University. Filmmaking is the reason why I am who I am, to be honest with you. If I didn't have that, I don't know what path I would have went down.
It's really hard to get into the film industry. You either have to come from a family that's in the industry already and has connections, or you have to have money and kind of buy your way in. So when Joe came to work at the cinema, it was great to have him because he's passionate about film, and that's great for us. And then when I found out he was a filmmaker and wanted to make a film, it was a kind of a no-brainer really to say, yeah, let's do it.
Joe's already written another film, but for the moment, his focus is that premiere on April the 26th. Tickets are still available. Adam Powell, BBC Look North, Keswick.